Welcome to Peacefulness, Sharlee. And in honor of Mother's Day, we have a yoga for overstimulated moms. You know what I'm talking about. We're running around like crazy mad women, getting everything done. And believe it or not, we are super moms. We get it done one way or another, right? But sometimes it's nice just to hop on the yoga mat, take some time for us, because running ourselves rampant doesn't always give us a moment to sit with who we truly are, other than being a mom. And today is the perfect day for a practice. I brought a blanket and I have laid a blanket out over my yoga mat for some extra coziness. So we're going to stretch it out today. We're going to calm that nervous system. And we're going to be not moms for a moment. So hop on your yoga mat, grab any coziness you feel like you want to bring to this practice, and I'll meet you there. All right, friends, so we are going to jump on the yoga mat and we are going to start by laying down. What? That's right. Lay it down, bring your hands by your sides here, and just relax all of it. Nothing to do, nowhere to be. Just be present in this moment. As we slowly deepen our breath, really just settle into this practice. Maybe you have an intention you would like to set for this practice. Now would be a great time to do that. Maybe you whisper it or say it out loud. Or maybe not, and that's okay too. As moms, we're always rush, rush, rush. Taking a moment on your yoga mat really does make a difference to slow it down. I feel like after a great yoga practice, I am more present, more aware for my kiddo, and I have a lot more patience. And that's important as a mom. All right, we'll take one more breath here. As we exhale, let's let it out with a sigh. All right, we're coming in for a big over the head stretch here as we bring our hands up and over our head. Really stretch it out, whatever feels good. And as we exhale, we'll grab that right wrist with the left hand. We're just going to shimmy our shoulders over to the right side of the mat here. Coming in for a little side body stretch. If this is enough, stay here. If you would like, you can take that left ankle and cross it over the right. Taking a couple nice, smooth, deep breaths here. Then we'll release that and we'll come in for that good morning stretch one more time. Really stretch it out. And then we'll take that right hand, grab the left wrist, shimmy those shoulders to the left just a little bit here. And we'll do the side body stretch on the other side. Maybe you cross that right ankle over the left. It's totally up to you. Taking one more breath here. And then we'll release. We'll come back to center here. And we're either going to take the arms out wide here, or you might cactus the arms here, bending at the elbows. And we're going to lift the feet up. We're going to take the feet as wide as the yoga mat. And you might take a second here to lift those hips up. Feel the small of the back touch the mat here. And we're just going to windshield wiper the legs a little side to side. No right or wrong here. Your knees don't have to touch the mat or the floor. Just listen to your body today. As we take the legs a little left and right, warming up in the body here, feeling that rotation in the hips. And then we'll release that. We're going to walk the feet back in. And we're going to give the legs a little hug here. Grabbing the shins or the knees. We'll rock a little bit side to side. And then maybe we grab the knees here and take them in a few circles. And then maybe we'll reverse that circle going the other way. And then we're going to grab the back of the thighs here. We're going to rock and roll up. And then we're going to fall back down. Rolling through the spine here. Do that a couple times. As we rock and roll back and forth. Then whenever you're satisfied with that, we'll come up. We're going to swing the legs to one side. We're going to back that train up as we come into a tabletop position. Knees directly underneath the hips. The wrists underneath the shoulders here. We're just going to dive right into a couple cat-cows here. So we're going to drop the belly. As we inhale, look forward, chest forward. And as we exhale, we'll round through the spine. Following the breath, we'll do this a couple more times. And then we're just going to kind of veer off here. Finding any soft, easy movement that feels right. Maybe it's looking past the left shoulder and the right shoulder. Maybe your torso needs a couple circles here. Maybe you want to take it back into a child's pose. Maybe you make a few figure eights with the hips here. Just find something new, maybe something your body is craving today. Just take a moment to listen here. All right. And then we're going to come to set on our heels here for just a moment. As we inhale, roll up through that spine. And we're going to interlace the fingertips as we bring the fingers forward. And then up and over the head here. Then we're just going to find a little soft, easy movement, swaying side to side. Feeling that opening again in the side body. And then we'll release that. We'll bring the hands to the mat. And we're going to flip the toes here, coming onto the toes. You might keep your hands on the mat here, or you might walk your way up. Try to see if you can really press that pinky toe into the mat here. Chances are, if you're a mom, you're on your feet. So it always feels good to stretch it out through the toes. And then we'll release. We'll bring the hands to the mat. And we're going to come in for a wrist stretch here. We're going to do one hand at a time. So let's start with the right hand here. We're just going to turn it out towards the outer side of your yoga mat here. And you decide where it needs to be. Listen to your body today. And once you found what feels comfortable in your body, maybe it turns all the way back. Maybe it's turned toward the side. All is well. We're going to come into a little circle here. So we're going to not dump all of our weight into our right wrist, first of all. And then we're just going to gently go in some circles here. And then whenever you're ready, we'll reverse that circle. And these are not big circles here, just nice and small. This is the first time you've ever done this. I would say take it nice and slow and really just feel this one out. All right, and then we'll release it and we'll take it to the other side. Finding what feels good on this side. Again, this side might be different than the right. And whenever you feel like you've got it here, let's go ahead and go in some circles. Whenever you're ready, we'll reverse that circle. And then we'll release. We're going to come into a child's pose here. So we'll flip back onto the feet. Take the hands out as we come into a child's pose. Taking a few breaths here. Noticing what your body feels like. Whenever you're ready, we're going to find a little flow here as we inhale. We're going to come back into that cat position. And as we exhale, come into the cow position, rounding through the spine. And then we're going to drop the elbows where the hands were as we slide it into a Sphinx pose. Sliding onto the belly here. As we inhale, we'll lengthen through the spine, look forward. And on an exhale, we're going to slide the hands down by the ribs here. As we push up and onto the knees, and then make our way into a downward dog. For just a breath here, just walking it out, stretching it out. And on an exhale, we'll come onto the knees and make our way back and into that child's pose. Taking one breath here. Noticing how that felt. And go for one more round here. As we inhale. Cat pose. Chest forward, look forward. Exhale. Round through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, drop the elbows where the hands were as we slide onto our bellies here. And inhale, Sphinx pose. Exhale, bring the forehead to the mat. Take the hands down by the ribs here. Curl the toes under as we come up onto the knees. Then slowly into our downward facing dog. Taking one breath here, walking it out. And on an exhale, we'll come onto the knees and bring it back into our child's pose. Beautiful. That was our flow for the day. Inhale, we'll come back into that tabletop position, and we're just going to come into a pigeon pose here. So we're going to take that left knee, bring it up and in here. You might walk that right knee back if that feels right. We're going to keep some brightness in that left foot, maybe coming onto the fingertips here. We'll inhale. Lengthen through the spine, look forward. And on an exhale, we're going to bring it down. And this is different for everyone here, so you might stay here. You might come onto the elbows. And it just depends on the flexibility in your body. You might bring one fist on top of the other here, or you might bring it all the way down to the mat. Just listen, then notice. Just find a place where you can relax the head over. We'll take 2 more breaths here. As we release, we'll make our way back to our hands here, and we'll slowly bring that left foot back. We're in our tabletop position, and we're just going to take the hips for a few figure eights here. Taking our time, noticing what that left side feels like compared to the right. Noticing how that felt in our body. Whenever you're ready, we'll take it to the right side here. Bringing that right knee up and in here, maybe walking that left knee back. And keeping a little brightness in that right foot. As we maybe come on to the fingertips here, inhale, lengthen through the spine, look forward. And exhale, find your comfy spot on this side. And again, it might be different than the left side. Just take a moment to really listen. And breathe here. Don't forget the breath. Take one more breath here. And as we exhale, we'll slowly make our way back. Taking that right foot back, and again, doing some figure eights with our hips here. Noticing if there's any difference than the last time we did this. And then we'll release, we'll swing the legs to one side. We're going to take the legs out wide here. Maybe you grab that little blanket to put under your hips here, giving yourself a little lift. And this is not a stretching contest by no means, so just take your legs out as wide as what feels comfortable here. We'll flex through those toes, keeping a little micro bend in the knees here. And we're going to bring the hands behind us. We're going to inhale, open up through the chest. Taking one more breath here. And on an exhale, we're going to bring everything in here, bringing the feet to the mat, giving ourselves a big hug. And noticing what it feels like to be in this little ball here, to be small today. Taking one more breath here. And on an inhale, we're going to bring it back out, taking the legs wide and the hands behind us. As we inhale in and open up through the chest, noticing what it feels like to take up space here. And on an exhale, we'll reel it back in, giving ourselves a hug. We're just going to play here a little back and forth as we inhale. We'll open everything up, really take up space. And as we exhale, we'll reel it all in, curling up into that tiny little ball. We'll do this one more time. Just noticing what this feels like. All right, we'll release that. And we've only got one more posture left. We're going to do a little legs up the wall. So if you're not near a wall, you might just take your legs up in the air, or if you would like to move to a wall, go right ahead. All right, so you found a wall here. Go ahead and place a blanket where your booty's gonna be. And as you snuggle up next to this wall, find a comfortable position where you can take the legs up the wall. Maybe you gotta scooch. Maybe you gotta move. Just find a place where you can bring those legs up the wall. Maybe taking a moment to crawl those shoulder blades down and underneath the back body. Maybe fix your hair. Find a place where you can truly relax here, bringing the hands to the belly. Feeling the belly rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale. Maybe you wiggle the toes towards your face, feeling blood flow in the opposite direction here. Making sure we're not locking through the knees. Nice little micro bend here. And we breathe. Relishing in these last little moments of this practice. Calming that nervous system. Taking a moment here to be present in this moment. I'm going to go ahead and close out this practice, but if you would like to stay, go ahead and pause the video. Stay as long as you would like. Invite you to take the hands together and really rub them together here today, creating a little heat. Keep going, keep going. And then we're going to bring one hand over the other right at the heart space here. I want to thank you so much for joining me in this practice. I see you out there being super mom, and I appreciate you for all that you do. If nobody else says it, I'll say it. Repeat this practice anytime you need just a moment, because while we're out there being super mom, we also need to remember who we are too. And taking this time on your mat, it really does give you time to think and be present and remember what it's like before you were mom, you know? I would love it if you leave comments down below. I would love to hear from you. And the light in me honors the beautiful light in you. I hope you have an amazing day. Namaste.